So this is project number 2 in the Daffodil Daydream class. You're going to need petal pink ink. You could use Flirty Flamingo if you wanted to, I guess. I'm going to be using light and dark Old Olive, dark Flirty Flamingo, and dark petal pink for the coloring. This should go pretty quickly. Now I'm going to go ahead and do my stamping first. So you have a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 very vanilla. This is a very vanilla thing. Sometimes we use the basic white, but this time it's very vanilla. So the stamping, oh, and also you're going to need, from your envelope, there's some pearls in there. Don't need those yet. They might want to try to come out, make them stay in there for later. These 2 labels, you get 2, you only need 1. They come from my favorite Messages dies. I use this a lot when you need something for a label for the front of your card and you don't know exactly which shape or size you need. This is great. This is a lot of variety, so it's well worth the price. There's 2 stamp sets that match it, that have sentiments that fit inside all of these. I do have one of the stamp sets, but I don't have both of them. Let me get the one I have. This is the one I have, Mini Messages, and they're small because they do fit in there, but this is a great set. Like Be Strong, Be Brave, You Got This. It fits inside there really good. Happy Birthday. This is the one I used for our Easter blessings. So yeah, definitely Mini Messages, and then the other one, and then this one, the Messages dies. Use those a lot. So we'll be stamping on these. We'll be stamping on that. So this is the inside. Oh yeah, we do need the inside too, don't we? 3 3/4 by 5, very vanilla for the inside. And we're going to use our petal pink ink. So let me grab that. So here we go. Let's do this one first. The 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Now I have to tell you my cheat. I use a small shim from just chipboard I got in something, I don't even know, something I ordered that came with chipboard in it. Maybe foil or the window sheets. Sometimes they come with the chipboard. I just use those. That's like a 7 by 7 piece. And then I use some of this. So I used to use just my whole pad, but my pad's not as thick as it used to be, so I had to use the shim down there. That just gives a little bit of lift to so that my stamp, which is this stamp here from the Daffodil Daydream collection there, it just gives it a little, it makes it so that it touches all the way across, not just in some spots. So I'm going to need that, so I've got to get a different one to go underneath it. How about we use Memento Tuxedo Black for the image, because we're going to be using our Stampin' blends. I like to rub it because it has detail, and then dab. Okay, there we go. I need another one. Now I gave you enough to do 2, because sometimes when you're coloring you might have a boo-boo, and this way I go ahead and stamp 2 just in case I do have a boo-boo. I don't have to go back and stamp another one. Now these are going to be die cut too, so you don't want them too close. All right. So let me wipe that off. That was our Memento Tuxedo Black. Now we will use Petal Pink for the rest of them. So it's just that image. Since we're coloring it, we need to have it in the black. All right, so I'll set this aside. It's good to let this dry a good bit before you color it. It sometimes will tend to maybe bleed if it's not well dried. So it's good to give it about a half an hour to dry really good. Now I have a 4x6 piece of window sheet I'm going to put in the corner here. I'm going to get my Easter blessings. And I'm going to ink that up with Petal Pink. Okay. And then I'm going to get one of my labels. Like I said, I give you two. You only need the one. And a random, well, not so random, a piece of paper, scratch paper that I put a little bit of Stampin' Seal on so that I can slide this under and line it up and stamp my Easter blessings perfectly on my label, because nobody likes to have their label messed up because they didn't line it up properly. And it's hard to do sometimes with these rubber stamps. Not so hard with photopolymer because you can see through them, but these you can't see through, so sometimes it's good to use this method so that you don't have boo-boos, or as many boo-boos. All right, we're doing good with our Easter blessings. That's going to go on front. And dry that, wipe that off. Now the inside is our 3 3/4 by 5. Now this stamp set only comes with 2 sayings. So for the inside, since I'm doing Easter blessings on the outside, I needed something for the inside. I'm using Peaceful Moments. You can use whatever you want. I'm going to use Thinking of You with All My Heart. If you don't have that, is this it? Yeah. Find something that you think suits it. I'm going to have to wipe this off again because I'm going to use this again to place my inside sentiment. Thinking of You with All My Heart. I thought that went good with Easter. And ink it up, Petal Pink. There's my image, so I can line this up. Let's see, I put this kind of in the top left corner, and it goes right there. It's really light, so I hope I'm getting it straight. I'm hoping. All right, I'm gonna ink that up again. Thinking of You with All My Heart. Yeah, my pad is dry, so I'm having to do it a bit much. Okay, but we do sell sets of ink refills, so I just got the neutrals, the set of neutrals. It's cheaper that way, a little bit cheaper. If you're gonna buy them all, it's a good way to get them. All right, so that's that one. Now we're going to use this little, like, oh, I guess they're little dots. It's almost like the butterflies leaving a trail of sprinkles or sequins or something. So the skinny end goes on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the corner so it stays in place. Just want to make sure I leave room for my little butterfly here in a minute. So pick that up and ink it up. And those don't have to be very dark because they're just supposed to be kind of sprinkles in the back. Okay, and then lastly, our little butterfly. It's going to be like right there. It's really close to the edge, but because we use the shim, it shouldn't make a difference. You can get closer to the edge when you use that shim underneath. And there's our butterfly. Cute little butterfly. And there is a die. Well, is there a die for this butterfly? Yeah, for this butterfly there's a die. And clean that off. Now we're ready to put our card together. And it's easy, easy, easy. Easy peasy. I'll give you dimensions too, so you can make more of these if you want. Get my Easter blessings. I'm going to twist that off instead of trying to pull it off. Oh, well, we got a color, don't we? Dang, how can I forget? Where's my coloring? Up here, up here. So here's the coloring. All right, so we got dark petal pink. First, I want to do my dark Fleur de Flamingo, and I'm using the bullet tip because this is really detailed in here. And I want to just go around like there is a little band of Fleur de Flamingo all around it, just like in the flower here. You can see there's a little bit of Fleur de Flamingo there. And then I'm gonna do dark petal pink. I'm using my brush tip for this. I'm gonna avoid the lines. So I'm gonna color around the lines in the little stamen because I don't want that to bleed, as it hasn't been a long time since I stamped it. Okay, so there's my flower. Now for this, I'm going to use my bullet. I've got my dark old olive, and I want some dimension, so I'm going to just do a dark olive there and a dark olive here and a little bit of dark olive there. Whoops, I went outside the lines. Dark olive there, dark olive here, just to give it a little bit of definition. So I'm coming in with my light, coloring where I didn't color before. And then where these two meet, I kind of just blend them in there. Now for the stem is just all light old olive. Alrighty, there we go. Let me put that there. There's our flower. You can see I went outside the lines there. It's too bad. How sad. That's what makes it a homemade card, right? So now we're going to get our dies over here. The smaller die for the flower. I'm going to line that up. It's pretty easy to line up. Take your time, don't rush. And of course I'm going to tape that down with my Scotch removable tape because I don't want it to move. I'm just going to run this through my machine real quick, my die cut machine. I think you all know the die cut machine. Stamp and cut and emboss. Okay. So there we go. We are ready to now put our card together. So I got a couple pieces of old olive here. So inside we have, well, let's do this. Our 8.5 by 5.5, very vanilla, scored at 4 1/4. And I'm going to crease that fold. On the inside, we have a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of old olive. 4 by 5 1/4. Where's my thing? If you guys could see what I have to deal with here, everything is like right there on top of me, and I turn around on my desk and it's hard to find anything. All right, so 4 by 5 1/4. Then we're going to do this, our 3 3/4 by 5. Inside, cute. Now we're going to do the front. So we have a piece of 5 3/8 by 4 1/8 old olive. 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. This is a good card for mailing. This is tight too because there's not a lot of room on the edge. Then we got a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of DSP, Darling DSP, Daffodil Afternoon, which is a celebration item. You get 12 by 12 sheets that match the Daffodil Daydream stamp set. This is a 2 by 3 1/4 piece of that DSP. It's going to go on a label, and that label is from Scalloped Contours dies, and it is, which one? This one right here, 3rd largest scalloped in old olive. So you can use glue. Normally I probably would use glue, but, and you want your hearts going in the right direction. There we go. Now you could pop this up with dimensionals if you aren't going to mail it, or if you're going to send it with a gift and you're going to put it in a package. But if you're going to mail it, you probably don't want to pop it up because it's going to be fat and thick, and it's going to probably mess up your postage, make you pay more postage. So this is about 3/4 of an inch from the edge, higher than it is lower, so there's more space here than there is there. Just wanted a little bit a different look, just a little bit to the, come on, I did put some sticky on you. There's no reason for you not to stick. There we go. Maybe over a little bit. There. Now this, I think I did put glue on this, so dots of glue. You know that I'm big on dots of glue. Otherwise it tends to ooze. And no one likes oozy glue. Okay, this is gonna go over here to the side. Because you want to leave room for Easter blessings. I'm going to put that on with glue dots, mini glue dots. I'm going to use 2 on each side just because. And you know, I might use 2 on this edge. There's just a little bit of a difference in height. So I'm going to actually use 2 glue dots on top of each other. I could even go for 3. I think I'll go for 3 because that is quite a difference. And that'll kind of help since I've got 3 glue dots here on top of each other and only 1 here. That's going to kind of make up for the difference in the height so that it's not kind of leaning over that way. All right, so now what do we need? We need our pearls. They wanted to come out earlier. Let's see if they still want to come out. I'm going to grab my take your pick tool here. You have a medium and 2 small. So the 2 small Pearl Basic Jewels, one's going to go here. One is going to go on the other side. And then your medium one, just to make it look even and not lopsided, it's going to go kind of up here. All right. That is our card. That one is pretty easy. So it's thin, easy to mail, and it's pretty. So that is card number 2 in the Daffodil Daydream class. So thanks for joining me, those that did, and thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.